from Kia Creates, bringing you journal inspiration, stickers and playful creativity. And today we're making a friendship bracelet for the Eras tour from start to finish in real time. So I'm just measuring the memory wire to make sure that it can go around my wrist and a little bit more, because it's nice to have the bracelet overlapping. Then I cut it with my wire cutters, and then I start to sort out the letters that I'm going to use. So for this bracelet I'm making Afterglow. This video is not really about the specific design because it's nothing special really, but it's more about just showing you how to make a bracelet from start to finish with this memory wire, because I wanted this to be part of my making friendship bracelets video, but the video altogether was going to be too long, and I thought it might be nice and helpful to just have this real-time tutorial as a separate video so you can just watch it if you want to. If you haven't already seen that video, then do go and check it out for some tips, advice, recommendations and a little bit more information on why I switched from making friendship bracelets with stretchy elasticated string to using this memory wire. I talk about it all in there, so definitely have a look at that if you're interested. So once I've picked out the letter beads for Afterglow, which I just wanted to have in like pinks and whites, I then go and pick out the little coloured beads that I'm going to put in between. So you can just have the word on its own, but I always find that the bracelets that have like a little coloured bead in between each letter just have like something extra about them that I think looks really pretty. I'm usually a hater of tweezers when it comes to using them for things like peeling stickers and stuff, but they're actually really helpful for making bracelets. So the little tools that I use in this video, the tweezers, the wire cutters, the nose pliers, all of those I'll link in the description, along with the bead kit that I'm using as well, and the memory wire, because I got them all off Amazon, so I'll leave those links in the description. They're definitely very helpful. Once I've picked out the letter beads and then the little colours that are going to go in between, I then pick out some other colours that I want to add to the bracelet. So I've picked out a few of the pinks and reds and whites from my more basic bead kit with the smaller beads, and then I'm also going to pick out some from the rest of my bead collection. So if you want to see those bead hauls and find out where I got them from, stuff like that, then that's all in my other bracelet making video. So I'm just picking out some of the like glowy looking ones. I thought they'd be really nice for Afterglow, and of course sticking to this like red, pink and white theme. Okay, once we've picked out all the beads that we're going to use, it's time to start threading them onto the wire. So I always put the letters on first, so I'm going to thread these on from one side just to make sure that I get them all the same way round. You can thread them on from both sides, it's a good thing about the wire, but with the letters I tend to worry that I'm going to put one on upside down accidentally, so this is easier. I just go one coloured bead, one letter bead, one colour bead, one letter bead. And I've just noticed that the first 3 minutes of this video are me picking out beads, which means it only takes me 5 minutes to make this bracelet. I've definitely got a little bit quicker since I first started, because you kind of get the hang of it, but it is nice to see that you can make a bracelet so quickly. I think people think I'm absolutely crazy for making 100, and maybe I am, but this is just to show you that it doesn't have to be too complicated and it doesn't have to take too long. So we're going to make this one together in literally 5 minutes. Okay, we have the main part of the bracelet done now, the word Afterglow with the little coloured beads in between the letters. Depending on how long or short the word is that you'll be doing, you'll have more or less space to play with afterwards. But basically you can choose to go symmetrical now, because you can thread from either side of the wire and you can make sure that the same beads are on the same side, so you can kind of see how much is taken up by your word and then figure out the rest. Or you can do what I like to do now, which is, as long as I've got a bunch of beads there that are kind of the same theme, I just freestyle it and see what happens. So that's what I'm going to do now, and just fill up the rest of this bracelet with the same kind of like pink, red and white colour scheme. before that I was freestyling it because that's what I'm doing with a lot of the bracelets at the minute, but I've realised watching this back that I think I did actually make this one symmetrical. So yeah, I was obviously feeling organised when I made this one. Okay, once you're getting to this last bit, you do need to be careful how you hold the bracelet and how you pick it up and put it down. You want to be firm enough to hold those beads onto the wire, but not so firm that you push them off the other side. I'm just picking out a few more beads here because, like I said, I tried to make the bracelet overlap and I didn't pick out quite enough. So with the last few, I'm just like extra gentle with how I put them on. If you do it slowly and calmly, you can get them on there fine. You have to have a couple of bracelets where it goes a little bit wrong, but it's definitely easier on this wire to kind of keep them all on. I've had way more disastrous bracelets where I've dropped all of the beads when I made them with those elasticated strings. Okay, now we're nearing closing the bracelet, so I don't put all of the beads on that I want because I like to try and close one end first. Once I've got an idea of how many beads are going to go on there, I twist the one end with the nose pliers so it makes one of these like little loops. It's actually really easy to do because even though the wire has a memory, it's quite malleable. And then I use these other ones, I forgot what they're called, to kind of squish the loop down a bit. Not so much that it overlaps on itself, but just enough to close it so that a bead can't go on there. And then I push all of the beads around to meet that loop so that I've got a last little bit of space and they're secure so I can like hold them right on there and they're not going to fall off the other end. Then when I've done that, I just put those last few beads on, as you can see, like this, and then I usually have to trim off maybe a little bit of wire just because I usually do a bit too much, but that's okay. And then I do the exact same thing on the other side, use those nose pliers to make a little loop, twist it round, and then use the other ones to flatten the loop just a little bit. The end should look a little something like this. You can attach a clasp if you want to, but I find that if the bracelet overlaps, it stays on just fine. So there we go, we've made a bracelet together in about, what, 5 minutes? This is my Afterglow bracelet, but of course you can use this tutorial to make any kind of design and just use the exact same steps. I hope you've enjoyed making this with me. I thought it was a nice chance to just show you making a bracelet in real time and how easy it can be, especially if you use memory wire. Let me know if you want any more tutorials and check out my other videos for more Taylor Swift crafts and journal pages. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!